the two questions of the homework. We suppose the first one, the internal rhyme, and the second one was the refrain, right? So what is meant by internal rhyme? Quickly, would you tell me, please?
Let's remember
بس
December.
ينفع أسأل حاجة؟
Yes, of course.
هو حضرتك في الهومك اللي بيعمل غلط يعني بينقص مش زي بقية المواد؟
Yes.
يعني اوكي.
It must be graded, not just in done or not done. It's not like this in the literature. يعني I give you the mark according to your understanding for the question and how you answered me.
yes, okay.
Okay. طيب, again, what is meant by internal rhyme? Okay, Ahmed, يعني you did it correctly, right? The internal rhyme that I have two words that they have the same sound, the same rhyming sound, especially by the last half of the word. Yani, for example, Ahmed Hani, here in the stanza in front of you, which was the homework, would you pick out the internal rhyme?
Remember December والthird line عندنا tomorrow وborrow.
Great. Remember and December. This is the same sound or the same rhyme, and motto and borrow, right? طيب, يبقى this is regarding the internal rhyme. Again, internal rhyme, if I have two words, one of them is inside the line itself. يعني you cannot bring for me two words that rhyming by the end of two lines. No, it's in the same line and one of them in the middle. Like here, remember in December, motto and borrow. Now, what about the refrain? I need Selena. Would you tell me what is meant by refrain? How to?
Yes, refrain is something or like a word that is repeated throughout the whole poem.
Yes, and especially by the end of the stanza, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what is here? The refrain?
Evermore.
Evermore. Okay, thank you, my dear. You get it now, ya Dareen? Dareen.
Yes, I get it.
طيب, وليلى?
The last word in the stanza.
Yes, miss, I get it. هو أنا غلطت في الإيه في الهومورك.
أنتِ غلطتي في الانترنال رايم يا ليلى.
طب وأنا؟
دارين غلطتي في الريفرين.
Okay.
The mistake was in the refrain, and Layla was also, I can see safe.
Yes, yeah, miss.
Safe. أنا كده I revised for you because you have a mistake regarding the refrain also, يا safe. You get it now, my dear?
I made it right. غالبا I made it right.
لا يا safe. Or you didn't make it. يعني
طب ميس وانا عامله حلو ولا وحش؟
وانا يعني ما عنديش غير غلطة واحدة ولا كل الواجب غلط ولا ايه؟
لا اللي هي المستيك اللي عندي في الريفرين. Either you didn't write it or you write it incorrectly.
مس هي ريفرين مرة وبارو صح؟
غالبا incorrectly.
يا ميس جزاوي ايه؟
لا جزاوي up till now لا يعني I haven't corrected the جزاوي because
مس طب ممكن أسأل حاجة بعد ما تخلص؟
yes هقول ايه السيد دارين؟
أقول هي ريفرين كانت مرة وبارو صح؟
مرة وبارو this is the internal rhyme. But the one which you have written
دي هيبقى في second draft والكلام ده؟
لا. No.
But the one I have written مالها؟
ايه؟
حضرتك قلتي but the one you've written مالها؟
The one you have written, I think, it was يا دارين مورو and بورو or مورو.
Yes.
But this is not the refrain يا دارين. I said.
But I wrote it internal rhyme. I wrote it حاجة أنا كتبت الexample ده.
أيوة بس refrain you write it incorrectly. You can check it, my dear. What you have written.
طيب okay. هو refrain إيه تاني طيب؟
The refrain. Throughout this poem, okay, it is a group of words or a phrase that is repeated, especially by the end of the stanza throughout the whole poem. So what we have here in the Raven, I have nothing more, evermore, and nevermore. Only these three words. Again, I will see them. Nothing more, evermore, and nevermore. You get it?
Yes.
I do not want to see anyone who did this incorrectly in the exam. So I need to be sure that you understand it carefully, okay?
Okay.
My dears, do you get it now? What is the refrain and what is the internal rhyme? Okay, hopefully yes. Now I'll continue discussing the poem. Then we will watch a movie for it by the end of the session, inshallah. So I think that we stopped at regarding the quiz. Okay, you will be asked only regarding part 1, the part which we covered last week, not this week. And your quiz will be next Wednesday, inshallah. So part 1, from the beginning of the poem till we stopped, I think that line 73, which I have uploaded for you in class here. Okay? I think that we stopped at that part, 73. Did we cover this one while he was sitting on the chair and so on? Sama?
نو يا مس احنا وقفنا عند maintain croaking nevermore اللي قبليها.
Yes, يعني we didn't cover this one, right?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so we'll cover it today. So now I will just take the attendance once again before I start, then we'll start, okay? I'll take it just once more. Okay, guys. Now, so let's start with this stanza. Habiba Wael, would you read, please?
This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press on nevermore.
Okay, so here our poet is still talking to the raven, and he is sitting on his chair, and he laments that his beloved Lenore will not sit on that chair, on that cushion anymore. And she shall, says, she shall press nevermore. She will not sit on that chair anymore. So now let's analyze it. Gizawi, can you bring me an internal rhyme?
فين في انهي stand؟
That in front of your eyes.
اللي فوق دي
Yes, اللي هي lines 73 till 78.
expressing وguessing.
برافو، clever.
مس انا هروح ثانيه التويليت وجاي تاني، ماشي؟ اطلع بسرعه واجي.
اوكي جزيري. اوكي
ماشي.
اوكي. طيب I need هايدي.
Yes, Miss.
يا حبيبتي أنا I think برضو إن أنت you mistaken some part regarding the refrain. طب regarding the refrain in this stanza, what it is?
طب ثانية واحدة أفكر فيها.
Again, I will help you, Heidi. The refrain, it is certain word or group of words that is repeated by the end of the stanza throughout the whole poem.
مس هو حضرتك عايزة من line 73 ل 78 صح؟
Yes.
هو حضرتك كنت عاملة underline على guessing و expressing.
This is for the internal rhyme. I need that refrain regarding this stanza.
diving و recycling.
لا حبيبتي طيب هي دارين. Say it دارين. Thank you Heidi. Let's check كده with me Heidi. Nevermore. Heidi.
بس أنا دايما بتلخبط ما بين الريفرين والinternal rhyme.
طيب بصي يا حبيبتي in order not to be confused. بصي الريفرين يعني something is repeated. مش احنا nevermore دي is repeated throughout the whole poem. يبقى this is the refrain which is repeated throughout the whole poem. يعني احنا we will encounter the same word in the following stanza and the following one and so on. طيب what about the internal rhyme؟ بصي it said اهي rhyme يعني sound وinternal يعني a word that is in the middle and by the end of the line like the first line you see here guessing and expressing.
اوكي تمام.
اوكي طب بصي يا هايدي bring me another بقى internal rhyme from line 3.
Diving, recycling.
Reclining and divining. Okay, thank you, Mike. Clever, you get it like this.
Thank you, Miss.
بس عندي سؤال.
Okay, my dear. Who asks? Yes, yeah.
انا بس هو سؤال كده، هو لازم في الانترنال لازم يكون في الفيرست لاين والثيرد لاين ولا ممكن يكون في اي حته من البوم؟
It could be in any part, but regarding this poem, regarding the raven, it is in the first and in the third only.
اوكي.
Okay, طيب. I need علي. Alliteration يا علي.
يعني ايه؟
Alliteration means the repetition of the first or the initial consonant sound in two or more words.
ايه؟
بس يا علي. Look at line number 2 يا علي. You have here what? Foul and fairy, right? It starts with the F.
يعني لازم تبقى نفس الحرف يعني ولا ممكن يبقى نفس
the same consonant sound. يعني F and F like this one.
أول and فعلي ماشي.
طيب bring me مثلا another example. The line before the last. You can bring another one.
فين آخر واحد ده؟
اللي هي before she shall press. The line before it.
Velvet violet.
Right. Yeah. You get it?
Sorry.
You get it, my dear, now? Okay, thank you, Ali.
أيوة.
طيب. Let's move to the following one. Okay, Minna, would you read, please? Minna. Minna, do you hear me?
Miss, can I read?
Okay, Ahmed Hani.
When the mirror through, the air grew denser, perfumed from the unseen censer, swung by seraphim. Those of footfall tinkled on the turfed floor. Ricocheted, مش عارف. I cried. The God hath let three. By these angels he hath sent three respite, and Nepenthian from the memories of Lauren, Qualf, this kind of Neptune, and forget this last Lauren, quoth the raven.
Okay. Do you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Here, he started to have some kind of hallucination, that he started to imagine that he is smelling certain perfumes that fills the air, okay? And this perfume comes from a sensor. Then he imagined that there are some angels who are moving this sensor in the room. You get the idea? Then he imagines that there is certain potion to drink. This potion will make him forget all about his lost Lenore. But the raven repeats again, nevermore. You get the idea of this stanza? Any questions?
So what's a sensor?
Would you raise your voice, Isama?
What's a sensor?
Sensor. Do you know nowadays that we have we put something that brings out the perfume in the room?
Yes.
This is a sensor.
Okay.
Okay.
مس دي بتبقى في الحمام يا مس، اللي هي بتعمل بعد كل 5 ثواني صح؟
Yes, يا جزيرة. Okay. طيب now
ننظف مكان
let's analyze it right now. Okay, عمر عبد الرؤوف.
Yes, yes.
Okay حبيبي, I need internal rhyme.
In which line?
You will find it here either in line into the first line, it's okay, and in the third line also.
In line 7984, صح?
Yes.
You need internal line?
Yes, internal rhyme, yes.
Denser sensor.
Dancer and sensor, clever. Can you bring me another example from line 3?
C and C.
No, this is the and the. It's
Length and scent.
Yes.
Length and scent.
Length and scent. This is internal rhyme. Okay, so what about the repetition? I can say the repetition here, the. This is called repetition, okay? The and the, this is repetition. Okay, thank you, Omar. Omar Hisham.
Miss.
Okay, Habibi, I need the refrain.
Refrain ثانية. Nevermore.
Clever, yeah. Okay, type. I need in alliteration. Nur Bes. Nur.
أيوة يا مس.
Can you pick out alliteration?
Okay.
It's look at
بس هو ايه الاليتريشن عشان مش فاكرة.
alliteration. I have 2 or more words that start with the same consonant sound. يعني with the letter with the same sound.
Okay.
Look at line number.
ممكن تبقى نفس الورد.
لا, if it is the same word it will be called repetition, like the and the. And you have here also repetition, for example, respite, respite. This is repetition. This is not alliteration. Alliteration, 2 different words, but they start with the same sound of the consonant. Look at line number 2. You.
swung صح؟
Yes, swung and
واللي بعديها.
ريفم. Okay. طب وأنا you have also here in the same line another example. يلا.
foot وفول.
Foot, yes.
Fall.
Another word by the end, huh? Floor.
tinkle.
Floor. No,
لا.
floor.
أو floor.
Okay. So F, 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 and S and S. You get it? You understand it right now, Yanur?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Howard. Okay, let's move to the following one. Selena, would you read, please?
Yes. Prophet, said I, think of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell them truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven, nevermore.
So here the poet is addressing the raven, asking, are you some kind of prophet, whether prophet from Satan or the devil itself, or there is some kind of a wind or a storm that have brought you to my chamber door. Then he says here, can you give me any hope? Am I going to meet Lenore once more? Then the raven unfortunately says nevermore. So as if the raven doesn't give him any hope for meeting his beloved Lenore once again. Muhammad Hani, would you please bring me internal rhyme?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
What was the question?
Internal rhyme, my dear.
In which part?
Usually in the internal rhyme, you find it in line 3 and 1. You know what, Yehikel, or not? Shall I discuss it again for you?
No, miss, I don't.
طيب بص يا حبيبي.
Yes.
If you have two words that they have the same rhyming sound, يعني in the first line, can't you see two words that they have the same rhyming or the ending rhyme, the same sound? يعني for
Yes.
example, can you say it?
Evil
Yes.
and devil.
Correct, my dear. يبقى evil and devil. This is internal rhyme. طب another example يا هيك from line 3.
Undaunted and enchanted.
And enchanted. Clever, my dear. Sorry, هو it makes the whole one. Okay, never mind. Thank you, Heikel. I need
Welcome.
Safe Mustafa.
Yes يا مس.
Okay, حبيبي. I need refrain.
Refrain. From any line يا مس حضرتك؟
Refrain يا سيف the end of the stanza.
تمام.
Give it back. Where is the end of the stanza here?
Quoth the raven nevermore.
So it is nevermore. Okay, my dear?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Ziad.
Welcome.
ايوه يا مس.
Okay, حبيبي. I need alliteration.
ثواني. tempter و tempest.
Okay, thank you, my dear. And tossed also, okay? Tossed also is it. Thank you, my dear. Right, now let's come to the following one.
Miss, can I read?
Of course. Come on, my dear.
من أول prophet.
Yes, yeah.
Prophet said I, think of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Eden it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven nevermore.
Okay, so here again, thank you, Omar. Here the poet is addressing the raven, saying, you, some kind of prophet, some kind of an evil prophet, even if that comes from the devil, or shall you come from heaven? He asks the raven, shall I have the hope to meet my beloved Lenore in the heaven? And he says that Lenore is a good person, and for sure he says here that she is a rare and radiant maiden, that she is very beautiful, whom the angels name Lenore. But the raven answers what? Nevermore, that he will never see her again. Okay, now you understand the meaning of the stanza? Okay, Laila?
Yes.
Okay حبيبتي I need internal rhyme.
Okay. Internal line. لا ثانية. هو في أصلا هنا؟
and throughout the whole poem يا ليلى you will find the internal rhyme in line 1 و line 3 throughout the whole poem.
بس في line 1 it doesn't try. مفيش حاجة بترايم في line 1.
طب can you I will highlight it for you.
Evil و devil.
Yes. طيب bring me بقى me from line 3 يا ليلى.
Aiden و Laden.
Yes.
I think.
Right.
How does it?
Yes, clever my dear. You understand it right now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you حبيبتي.
You're welcome.
I need Sarah, can you answer? I know that there is a problem with the internet with you. Can you answer right now? Okay, fine. Now let's come to Ahmed Hani again.
Yes, miss.
I need the refrain والiteration.
refrain هكون evermore والiteration ممكن تكون soul و sorrow.
Soul and sorrow, clever. Okay. Thank you, my dear. Now, I will move to another part. Let's come to this stanza. Someone, would you read it, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Be that word our sign of parting, bird or find, I shrieked up starting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thee soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thee beak from out my heart, and take thee from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore.
Okay, so here we see a change in the mood of the poet, because previously, whenever he asked the raven whether he has the chance to meet his beloved again, the raven repeats nevermore. So now he gets angry and he asks the raven just to leave, to go back from wherever it has come, from the tempest, from the storm, or from the underworld. He asks the raven to go back, and he asks him also to move from the palace above his door. And the raven again answers nevermore. So, Ali?
ايوه
Okay, Ali. I need internal rhyme maybe.
يعني
Internal rhyme, Ali?
ثانية كده دي بقى كانت تمبست مش فاهم.
Okay.
هي فين واحدة ثانية في أول سطر ولا تاني سطر؟
In the first line يعني. Two rhyming words يا علي.
فيردور فند دي.
No يا علي, it's you see these two words? You see them يا علي? Parting and upstarting. The rhyming here arting, huh? It is repeated in both words, arting, parting and upstarting. Type. I need you to bring me another example from line 3.
Go leave no black مش عارف ايه دي.
I need that two words, internal rhyme.
Token spoken.
Right.
جحش. أنا عايز واحد واحدة كمان بس.
اوكي يا علي. طيب الريفرين يا علي.
اللي هو leave my loneliness unbroken صح؟ هي السطر ده؟
لا يا علي, الريفرين by the end of the stanza.
never
اللي
more.
هو
I ask only علي. Okay. طيب علي alliteration يا علي.
تاني سطر.
Would you say the words my dear?
ايوه اني سطر فيه.
طيب line 4 I can see line 4. again يا علي الاليتريشن حبيبي ان
انا
انت
فاكرها بس مش لاقي كلمتين اول نفس
لا there are two words in front of you right now.
معرفش فين.
طيب ماشي ثانك يو علي. عمر جمال
اه يا مس.
الاليتريشن حبيبي.
alliteration يعني كلمتين بيبتدوا بنفس الحرف صح؟
consonant sound.
مش leave و lawless.
Right. You get it now يا علي؟
اه بس انا قلت ما لهمش علاقة ببعض يعني.
حبيبي مش L leaf starts with L and lowland starts with L. This is the alliteration. But they start with the same consonant sound.
Okay.
Okay, thank you علي.
بس هو مفيش alliteration في الجملة؟
ايه؟
مفيش يعني مثلا زي repetition تانية؟ مفيش repetition في الستانزا دي؟
Repetition, you need repetition? Okay, لا, we must have repetition.
مفيش repetition خاص في
Let me check. But that word or sentence parting in the tempest. Leave no black still can leave. You have the word door. Door and door. This is repeated. This is repetition.
Okay.
Now let's come to the last stanza. And we will see here a shift in everything. Who would like to read?
Me.
Okay, you later.
Miss من أول and the raven?
Yes.
Okay. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. And the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadows on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.
Okay, so we see here a shift in everything. Why? Because previously he was using the past tenses. In this stanza, he uses the present tense. So it means that it's something happening right now. Because he previously asked the raven to leave his room because he was angry of him for repeating nevermore that he will never see his beloved. Now we see that the raven is turned into a statue itself with its daring eyes looking at the poet. And he says that it will not move anymore. So, okay. Sama, would you please
Yes.
pick out internal rhyme?
Flitting, sitting.
Yes. Okay.
Seeming, dreaming.
Right, thank you. Noor Basim. Noor.
نعم يا مس.
Refrain my dear. And try to hurry up because you're running.
مس أنا عندي مشكلة في الريفرين دي ما بعرفش أحلها.
طب do you see the end of the stanza?
Nevermore.
الحمد لله thank God. خلاص you get it? طيب بصي يا نور. In this poem there is you have nevermore, nothing more, evermore. The last word in each stanza, okay? This is the refrain. Write it down in your book, okay?
ماشي.
Okay. حبيبة وائل. Alliteration.
Yes. pallid وpalace
Yes.
وfloating وfloor.
Okay. Where? Yes. Clever. But I think that we will not have time to watch the movie. The movie will be next session, inshallah, on Wednesday, and I will start chapter 8 in Lord of the Flies. Any questions regarding the Raven?
Thank you.
Thank you, my dear, and wish you the best of luck in your quiz. It will cover chapter 7 and the first part, which we covered last week in the Raven. I wish you the best of luck, inshallah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Poems.